So, here we are.
First Q&A.
First Q&A in the back of
the Indigo scape.
in the back garden.
Yeah, welcome to our abode. Welcome to Central Portugal. Welcome to Coimbra, actually. We're going to have our first Q&A. I hope you enjoy it. There was a lot of really interesting questions, so they have been subcategorized into living in Portugal, the house renovation, finance and money, YouTube miscellaneous, and then personal as well. And most of the questions are about living in Portugal and the restoration, which is great because that's what our channel is about.
Indeed.
So I got all the questions there. So we're going to start reading some of the very interesting questions you guys did. So we asked people on YouTube, on our community tab, and also on Instagram. We got lots of questions, which was really cool. So should we start with living in Portugal and or our house property renovation or
House renovation?
And Lavania Pogula, she asks, when do you plan to get started on the ruins? And when do you anticipate you'll be done with the renovations? Looking forward to what you are doing next.
Wow. Alrighty. So the first part of the question is pretty easy, I reckon. It's going to be next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we come into some money. Then we'll be able to start taking down some of the old buildings and putting them back up again.
Yeah.
How long the whole thing is going to take?
At least 5 years.
How long is a piece of string?
Yeah. How much do you want to make it really cool?
Yeah, totally.
Really lovely and really beautiful. Yeah, so I guess to a basic level, probably a year and a half.
Well, I would imagine that some of the outer buildings will be done in about a year and a half, I hope. The actual house, because we really, we want to do something quite impressive with that. I think that's probably going to take a bit longer. It really depends on capital, because I don't want to start doing any projects unless I feel that we have enough money to get it to a point where it will be safe to leave until we have more capital. If we have 5 grand, we do this bit. If we have 10 grand, we do that bit. If we have 25 grand, well, then we do a bigger bit.
You don't want to start taking down walls and then having to put tarpaulin on top of it and hope for the best. It's just not very good for it. DD asks, what has been the hardest and the best part of the building process?
Imagining an idea and then watching it come to fruition.
Yeah, worst part for you?
Realizing that I'm limited in some ways, that I'm not able to do everything that I thought I was able to, is probably. What about you?
The best part is the amount of people that are willing to give you really good information and advice. Like there's a very nice community of people that have done the whole idea of renovating a house in Portugal is actually not new. There's a lot of people that have done it. They've been here for 20 years. And I think the best part have been having that experience of them, having that first-hand knowledge. The worst has probably been dealing with unseasoned wood.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It was plumb, and this was level.
Yeah, totally.
But those two things are not.
So, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, it's so unpredictable.
Yeah. When the roof is finished, you're gonna move the kitchen outdoor and then bathroom inside for some cozy showers in the winter? Yes.
Hopefully by the end of the winter we might have a shower inside. Yeah. I think at the moment, just as a clue, we want to make the container completely self-contained. So it's got everything you need for someone to live there.
Yeah.
And then when we start working on the rest of the house, there might be more self-contained units.
Ana Luisa Antunes, do you have a plan on what to do with the ruins? Yes, and we'll show you in our next video.
Indeed.
What will be the first job you tackle in the ruin, and when will you start?
Well, that's also going to be discussed in the house tour video.
Yeah.
But we've got some very dangerous walls that are on the verge of collapsing, and they are certainly a health hazard. The next part of the project is a juggle between, do we carry on with the extension, or do we make safe the outer buildings to make sure they don't collapse on us or anyone else?
Yeah.
So
it's like a bit of both.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit of a juggle between the both of them, but we definitely need to make them safe.
Rago, would you get sheep or goats?
Sheep, all the way.
Goats smell. We don't like goat.
Yeah.
We like chanfana, but we don't like goats. They stink. They really do.
I like female sheep because they're pretty cool. I don't want to have too many sheep. I want to Yeah.
They're very cool. They're like dogs.
And, you know, it would really help to keep all of this stuff down because we're strimming all the time.
Yeah. Hugh Williams. Some of the questions are like from other videos, but they were quite interesting. Do you need to fence any of the garden off in the future for some farm animals?
I mean, I've seen people with goats, they have a stake in the ground and then they have like a long lead. I'm pretty sure you could do that with sheep as well.
Yeah.
But you know, we could just make, you can get electric fencing really easy.
Yeah.
We used to, like, I grew up on farms and so we always used to use electric fencing for sheep. But it's not always very effective because as soon as they work out that they only get electrocuted on their face and not their bodies, and sheep can actually jump surprisingly high as well. So
we don't want to fence off the perimeter because there's actually a lot of wild animals like deer that go in and out of this area, and we don't want to interrupt the traffic of their land because this is their land. Gotiariña, this is from Instagram. What are the things you consider before choosing what property to buy? Very good question.
Yeah, there's so many important points.
Yeah,
there.
very, very important points. Should we discuss them? Grab a cup of coffee and a tea.
Access all the way.
Yeah.
Being close to a builder's merchant. Broadband.
Yeah.
We don't have broadband. We have satellite.
Yeah, there was a question about that actually. It depends where you want to be. Like, this is probably the most isolated we will ever want to be. The town nearest to us is 10,000. And then we go a city 20 minutes away, which is 100,000.
That's perfect.
Which is for us great. A place with exemption of habitation and license if you want to renovate, because
it just makes things so much easier.
Yeah,
completely.
Like you can either get a land that you can build in, but that's very expensive, and new projects are lengthy here. It can take years sometimes, depending where you are. A renovation, it's just a lot easier, and they tend to be cheaper as well.
I think one of the things that I would find really important is locality, in the sense of, first of all, the obvious reason, like you don't want to be too far away from water, like you want water on your land. But second of all, Portugal has so many microclimates, so if you're like in the bottom of a valley, you could become a giant freezer in the winter and a heat sink in the summer. Really getting familiar with the kind of climate, the microclimate of where your house is or your farm is really important.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they're interested in buying a place, they kind of like stick around and just sleep in a caravan or a van or something like that.
Just pitch a tent.
Or just pitch a tent.
Yeah.
You know, ask the owners if they will
neighbors.
allowed to do that, and then you can kind of have a feeling of the place.
When you're looking at a place and you kind of have an idea of where limits are, seriously don't be afraid to go and ask the neighbors, because I've heard so many nightmare stories of people being like, right, this is my land, and then like, actually no, it's not. Just go and ask the neighbors. Just be like, yes, I'm thinking about buying that land. Yeah, and obviously always use a lawyer, and second of all, never buy a property until you've seen it. There's probably more points.
Yeah, on our second video we kind of go through our criteria. Maybe you want to watch that and see what we went through. One of them was having a courtyard, but maybe you don't want to have a courtyard, but
maybe you don't want land.
3,400 meters, which is this,
is a lot.
Is a lot. I wouldn't go anywhere higher than this. Land management, it's not easy. Are you going to get help to revamp or renovate the farmhouse in ruins?
Probably.
Yeah.
We have lots of friends that have various skills, and they have access to Portuguese stoneworkers and labourers. Probably be contacting them to help us.
Yeah, definitely. That's like I was saying before. The amazing thing about being here is that there is a lot of people that have done this before, and they have a lot of knowledge, and we also are in the lucky position that we know people that work as stone workers and so on. Actually, one of our neighbors is a pedreiro, and he's come here and said, oh yeah, you should do that, so it's really cool to have that access.
We'll do as much as possible.
Yeah,
completely.
but once it's crossed our limit, it's better
we're not
to
afraid
get someone.
to ask, and we're not going to put our safety at risk or health.
Yeah, for sure. Zara PP De Silva, Instagram as well. Do you have a project for the house? Which one? Yes, in the next video we'll tell you all about it. You want to talk about this somewhere else? Should we just go somewhere else? Okay, so now we're going to be talking about living in Portugal. So Nina931 asks, has anything surprised you since you moved to Portugal? Surprised us?
Driving. The Portuguese are super chilled until they get into a car.
It's true, I'm sorry guys. Desculpa, mas conduzir aqui é peligro.
Yeah.
Peligro total.
Yeah, we've had more close misses in Portugal in the last year than I've had in the last 15 years driving.
No, yeah, definitely. There is a lot of we see a lot of tailgating.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Tailgating ambulances, which is like in a curvy road. This guy is just tailgating an ambulance. I mean, why you do that? That was quite surprising.
Yeah, I mean, like that's like a tiny negative in the pool of positives.
Good surprise. Things have been a lot easier than a lot of like the horror stories that you read on the internet. Maybe we've been lucky. People are very welcoming, but that's not surprising. I knew that.
Like I met the mayor yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had a chat. He was asking all about me and what I do and where I'm going and stuff like that. And he was super friendly. I mean, like that would never happen.
No, he's the local pharmacist, so it's like a important member of society.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting.
For sure.
So that's cool. She asked something else. What has been your favorite part of the process so far? The Portuguese. You guys are ótimos. They have another word here for like cool, but I can't remember. Giros. São muitos giros aqui. That's like cool. Que giro. I love that word. In Spanish, giro is like to turn.
I like tem fofo.
No. São fofo. Que fofinho eres. Fofo means that you're very cute. No, the Portuguese are amazing. I think that has been one of the best things so far. They're very welcoming. They want to make sure that you are alright. Like we know, like Omar said, the mayor, the local taxi driver. We know the people
Yeah, we
in the
know all the people in the
supermarket.
supermarket even.
And the weather is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, definitely goes without saying.
Yeah. Dale Kirk asks, there seems to be thousands of ruins in central Portugal with lots of YouTubers renovating property. Not only YouTubers, there's loads of people
way
doing.
more that aren't YouTubers.
Yeah. Will they ever increase in value?
Definitely. Without a doubt.
Yeah, but it depends where. There's
Yeah.
a lot of properties for sale.
In my opinion, Portugal is literally just about to start to boom.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, because it's kind of like this mysterious place in Europe that's still part of Europe, but you know, has got so much unbelievably beauty, potential, culture. The people are really well educated, amazing health system.
Absolutely.
And very welcoming, you know.
In the Algarve, things are literally now very out of reach for most people. Lisbon, it's definitely there. Porto as well. Coimbra, it's the next city to boom.
Oh, definitely.
It's already doing. So this area is going to be positively affected by it. I mean, you know, to a certain point. And then probably Castelo Branco there's a lot more
you can get
ruins
it's more
there.
affordable.
Yeah, way more affordable because it's farther away from everywhere else. Those ruins are probably not going to raise in price as quicker, but everything in Portugal is definitely going up at the moment. And he also asked, will you be able to sell if you choose to move back to being tour guides? Well, we wouldn't need to sell to be tour guides.
This is definitely a long-term project for me.
It's a home base.
Yeah.
While we do tour guiding.
I kind of imagine when tourism does start again.
Please do.
Yeah. It will kind of be like that. But like this is definitely a good place to come back to and chill.
We are online based. And we do websites as well, so that's going to be our thing in the future, definitely. Apart from YouTube. Ruth Constantino, are there any shops in your town? Oh. Is there anything kind of chocolate croissant in Portugal? Some kind of bread with chocolate in it?
Padarias.
I love your priorities.
They do pretty good pan au chocolate.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the pan au chocolate is not very chocolate; it's more sweet. But the pastry is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you can't find that everywhere really. You'll be alright. Yeah, we have shops in our town. We are about 3 minutes drive from 2 supermarkets. We have
3 actually. I would say Rui as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. 3. Lidl about 10 minutes drive.
Continente
and
about
then
15.
Continente, If we want to go like to a mall or shopping mall or something like that,
25.
we go to Coimbra, which is 20-25 minutes. Restaurants, we have a lot of restaurants here.
Yeah, so we have a cafe that we like to go to, and they have lunches for €4, which is pretty good.
But if you want to have like sushi or curry or
Coimbra.
you go to Coimbra. Jose Silva, just curious, what part of Portugal are you at? Coimbra.
Coimbra, central.
Vila Nova de Poiares. The central, what is it? The universal capital of Champana.
Remember.
It's called Capriland as well. Sakura Sonics, this is on Instagram. How hard is it now for a British citizen to move from the UK to Portugal? Depends.
Yeah, it depends how much money you have and how much income you have. If you're able to be a digital nomad,
yeah,
it really helps. If you have a pension,
yeah,
no problem.
Passive income, rentals, you need to make 18,000 euros per year to qualify for a D7 visa. And then after that your spouse will need to be an extra 50%, and any other dependents it's 25% extra. Yeah, so if you are a couple with a kid, so that will be
just under 30,000 euros.
Laura Macrae 25 Instagram, best and worst things about living in Portugal.
Time goes slower.
Yes. Worst thing.
That's a difficult one.
At the moment
Asian hornets.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
They're not that bad. You
I was
don't
gonna
see them very
say
often.
not having a shower. Not having a proper enclosed shower. Damn Daniel 925 from Instagram. Most unexpected thing you experienced living in Portugal. Unexpected. I didn't think how much I would be exposed to wildlife here. We've seen 5 deers, which is insane, all together with a family. And we have owls flying around all the time, like we're so used to them. Wild boars, snakes, and lots of spiders, and loads of birds and different birds. So that has been like amazing, very unexpected.
I always kind of had this silly association that Portugal and Portuguese was really similar to Spanish. But I know a bit of French as well, and I've kind of started to realize how close Portuguese is to French as well.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, there's loads of words. And so it's actually been a little bit easier to learn Portuguese now, is because I'm quite familiar with Spanish and French.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes...
You kind of mix them up a bit.
Yeah, totally.
You get by. That's interesting. I think another thing, it's like Portugal is a very, very small country, but it has so much to offer. So it's very rich in culture. Like I knew it was, but it's been like, wow, it's pretty mesmerizing. If you're into history, Portugal. How did you decide what area in Portugal to live? Right, that's
pretty easy.
Well, we've been coming to Portugal for a while. We did go to several countries as well, wanting to see where we could move. But then here it's, I don't know, it's just a lot. I think people are just, I don't know.
There's something that really makes me feel kind of at home here.
Yeah, and also like when it comes to Portugal, like we didn't want to go too north. And then the Algarve is like really expensive right now. It's very inaccessible. It's also very dry. Nearby Lisbon is very expensive, and then Castelo Branco is very, I find it a little bit far.
Yeah, too far for us.
And so we thought Coimbra, and it's actually a really, really nice area. It's very green and it's close to the sea, and I think it's location-wise is
yeah,
amazing.
I wanted to be within 2 hours of an airport as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Life, love and living Instagram. What is your long-term goal with your house? Will you stay in Portugal all the time? Long-term goal is to get it back to a very good standard, and we'll discuss more that because there's actually a project. Will we stay in Portugal like forever? Probably not. Like we'll like traveling, and we'll probably
we love
do
traveling.
a lot of like little trips or bigger
to come
trips,
back to.
but definitely will be a home base, but we'll probably stray for a bit over here and over there. We've done that, like I mean, I'm from Venezuela and I lived in Canada for 4 years, and then I lived in England for 10 years, and now I'm here. You're the same, you know, like
yeah, South Africa, England, Ireland, Middle East.
Yeah,
we get very bored. Yeah, we like
after
to
a while.
we like to travel.
Yeah,
but we like to have a home base as well.
absolutely. So this is like best of both worlds. Mama Daoli Instagram. How about driving your GB plates car in Portugal? Some people say the GNR always stops foreigners with plates. Yeah, probably.
Maybe now. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that were driving GB plates around are now wanting to get rid of their English cars and get Portuguese ones. But we had a GB car.
We sold it.
We sold it.
It's all
I just
relative.
paid my road tax actually yesterday for my car, and it came up to a total of €43.94
in 1 year.
Which is really good. I mean, like in England, that would have been well over 400. So.
Okay. And how much is the insurance here?
Insurance for 6 months, I was paying €215 for 6 months, so €430.
Should we go to another place?
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk about money. Gary O'Connor, love your videos. How do you finance living in Portugal? Is there a risk your savings run out? Yes.
Yes. They are.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're going back to England. By the time that you're watching this video, we probably will be back. The reason why we're going, it's because we need to make money. We need to make some cash.
Yeah, so we're going back for a couple of weeks. And it's going to be a very, very hardcore couple of weeks cleaning up a house.
We are waiting for tourism to come back. It's really difficult because it's really hard to predict what's going to happen. And we are definitely going to continue with our company because it's been 11 years, 12 years actually, that we have been operating it, and we really enjoy what we do and we want to continue enjoying it. And yeah, like the plan is to have the European Magic 11-day tour in December 2022. Where do we go? Paris, Milan,
Venice, Salzburg, Prague, Berlin, Amsterdam, Bruges, all over Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, Christmas in Paris, New Year's in Berlin, and that's what we do. And we love it. We absolutely love that.
Yeah, we've been doing that for like 5-6 years now.
That tour, yeah. Henry R. Hey guys, love to follow your progress. If we disregard the expenses associated with the purchase of the property and the renovation, what should one expect to spend per month when living somewhere like you do in Portugal?
I reckon we could probably get by with
800.
Our spending is probably around 600 to 800.
Yeah,
that's including like bills and the occasional like insurance,
gas,
or
petrol, because gas is bottled here. And then the renovation stuff on top, it's like another 200 per month we spend.
Well, we should really talk about how much this roof costs, but off the top of my head it's probably cost us €2,500 to €3,000.
Yeah, the whole thing including everything.
Everything.
Yeah, materials.
Yeah, I'd say 2.5 actually.
Yeah, 2.5 on the roof. I spread out since
6 months.
March. Yeah, 800 if you want to eat out more often. I think if you are 2 people, €1,000, it's plenty. Shelley Connell, do you have jobs in Portugal? No. Charlotte gets her dash together. What are the prices for the building materials tools like in Portugal at the moment?
I would say about 30 to 50% more expensive. There's a lack of availability of certain things, so if you want like nice power tools, sometimes there's a month to 2 month waiting list for that.
At the moment,
you know, because of COVID and all of that. Building materials, you know, all this stuff like this roof, for example, which we've just been doing, most of it is locally sourced. So the wood is from the forest and the tiles are made down the road. Very easily available, you know. I didn't have to wait very long to get any of this stuff.
Yeah, even the brackets for the posts were done down the road.
Yeah, in a metal yard.
We really tried to be very around here. How do you plan to earn money? We have some plans. We have YouTube, and if you watch us, it really helps.
So we make like travel booking systems.
We're also thinking about Patreon, but not really yet. Indigo Travel, it's our baby that's gonna keep going as soon as possible. Booking systems, website making, that's gonna be our main. And then our project here is also something to do with that as well. We do have ideas with this property.
Yeah.
Anthony Mellor asks, is it a legal minefield to check the boundaries and make sure the estate agents are telling the truth? It's not. I mean, you can go to the local camera and ask as well, because each land has its own article. And also, but like Omar says, it's better to just go to the neighbor and be like, so they saying that the house is from here to that tree to that rock to that, is that true? Like, is any of this yours, or is do you know who were the neighbors before, like the owners? The estate agents, we have had really good experience with estate agents. We saw 15 properties with 3 different agencies. I do have a recommendation about this. Everything that you see online, it's there for a reason, and the reason is because
it hasn't been sold in
sometimes years. Maybe the photos that you're seeing there are not the actual pictures of today.
Yeah, so if you're going to look at a property, see if you can find out how long it's been online for.
We didn't find this house online. We basically went to an agency that showed us 4 houses.
This wasn't even online.
Yeah, and basically said, oh, I have another place that I think you might like.
It's very easy to spend ages on the internet looking at properties, you know, but really what you need to be doing is come here, just stay for a week and just go around and look around. Go
to smaller agencies. A lot of the agencies that are on Idealista, for example, is because they can't pay the really hefty fee to go on Idealista, which is a lot of money.
Most of the properties you can negotiate.
Absolutely.
So yeah, do remember that.
And Andrew McDonald asks, are there any cheaper areas in Portugal? Yes, Castelo Branco is the cheapest area in Portugal.
I'm sure Serta is as well.
Yeah, that area as well, and also like higher in the mountains. The farther you are from the facilities, amenities, the cheaper it is. Blue Bean asks, what's the price difference between Algarve, Coimbra and Castelo Branco? Massive.
Well, I would say like this house outside Lagos, 500,000.
No.
Well, it depends if it's just outside Lagos.
Just outside Lagos with 3,400 square meters of land and a bit of urban land. Yeah, it is going to be very expensive.
A little bit like
in Mushinke.
Mushinke you'll probably look
150.
150.
Yeah. Castelo Branco will probably be
less.
Yeah, 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah.
And
this place
30,000.
When do you guys meet?
14 years ago.
Yeah, 2007. December in Brighton, the UK. Emmanuel Kaz asks, any plans on having kids?
If it happens, it happens.
If it doesn't, it doesn't. How old are you two? I'm 33.
I'm 38 or 39. I can't remember.
You're 39, love. 21 at heart. Forever.
Oh, no, I'm
18. There's some miscellaneous and YouTube related. Ruth Constantino, are you somewhat close to other Central Portugal YouTubers?
We know Nick from Destino,
yeah.
So we're good friends with him.
But he's about 45 minutes away from here.
Yeah. There's no one that I know that close. Most of them are around Castelo Branco district. Yeah, and there's a few in Algarve and Alentejo as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Lizzie Gallery, are you friends with Portuguese people?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's a matter of having better, communication.
Lots of people wave at us when we drive and we wave back.
Central Portugal lovers ask, can you explain how the internet connection works? Well, depending where you are.
Yeah, we're really hoping that they sort out the internet here, because that has been a bit of a headache, I have to admit. So where we are, for some reason, everywhere around us has got it.
Over there and over there.
But not us.
Optic fiber.
Yeah.
But not us.
So there's 12 houses that don't have fiber.
Yeah, we made a petition actually.
And we even went around and we had everyone's signatures. Everyone's up in arms about it. So we went and we got the satellite.
Connect.
It's been okay. Yeah. I mean, it's better not having something rather than nothing.
We go over the limit very quickly, that's the thing. And it's 50 euros per month, so it's quite expensive. The situation in general is quite good. Our friend that lives just down the road has brilliant internet.
250 megabits.
Absolutely amazing. And the upload is fantastic as well. My sister has amazing internet.
It's literally just us.
It's just
I don't know anyone else that doesn't have bad internet.
our neighbors.
Yeah, totally.
So the other option is Starlink. It's very expensive though. It's an initial 500 euros and then per month is 100 euros. We're gonna have to do something about a net zero basically, because this is not optimal at all.
Well, I'm hoping that they will install fibre now, because they're actually going to renew the road around here. And there's all sorts of engineers with devices measuring things going up and down the road now. So hopefully they're going to
install fibre optic.
Completely.
Personal situation, not great. In general, Portugal is really good. Damn Daniel 925 also on Instagram. 5 years ago, would you have expected to be where you are now? No.
We really like Lagos, so we were going to Lagos a lot. We were starting to save up for deposits, and we also really liked the east coast of Ibiza. Our budgets were way higher than what we actually have right now, and so we were just thinking about deposits, and then when all of this stuff with COVID happened, we were like, let's just put it all into what we can afford.
Exactly. Which is great. I think sometimes there's a silver lining to everything, and this was it. So, you know.
I'm very happy with this.
Yeah. Noddy Edwards, what's the origin of the name Indigo Escape?
Indigo, this is the third Indigo. So we've had Indigo Travel, and we have Indigo Systems, and this is Indigo Escape.
Yeah, we escaped the rat race to come here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your questions, guys. I hope you thought that was very insightful and interesting.
Yeah, it's been wonderful, to have you along with our journey. It's definitely made it a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
I have to say that it's also given us a lot of motivation to get things done quicker.
It's true.
I'm super happy to have brought you along with us. And thank you for being so curious to ask all these questions.
Yeah, I hope it was interesting and informative. And if you have any more questions, we may do another one of these later on,
Completely.
Cool.
So if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. We really need you guys for the next bit of the project. We need a big push now to come back, and we need the motivation and the money to get the next bit of the property done.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Atija!